Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kayla, I'm the Blessed Driver, and I have to do a quick, I'm going to try to do this in under 7 minutes. Okay, so this is going to be a quick vlog, and I have a question. Now, should you identify yourself and let them know, let the grocery workers know that you are with a particular grocery delivery company? Now, I can't speak for Shipt because I know they have to identify themselves as Shipt because they are tax exempt, so they use a code or whatever when they check out. That's understandable, but I'm talking about Instacart. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, I've gotten feedback from some shoppers and they're saying, well, don't let them know that you're a shopper and you don't have to answer personal questions. And I am neutral on that because Instacart did send us a memo a while back stating that we are supposed to actually it was an email rather. And they said that we're supposed to let them know that we are shopping for Instacart and et cetera, et cetera. And so, you know, I'm not sure if that's mandatory, but the thing is the feedback that I'm getting from shoppers is that they have gotten more, how can I say, harassment from, you know, people that work in grocery stores than anybody else, you see? And so I'm not quite sure why that is, but some people say, well, it's none of their business who you're shopping for or if you're with a company other than the other company that I mentioned, because that's different. But some people feel like if you do not say anything, then you won't have any problems. And I'm not quite sure if that's necessarily the case, because this has happened to me before, like quite a few times. And I'm not joking, y'all. I remember one time I was shopping and I was getting ready to check out, and because the lady sees me all the time, she knows who I shop for. Like, she knows it. I'm not sure she was being petty. I don't know. But she said, okay, well, is this an Instacart order? I didn't say anything. She goes, is this for Instacart? Are you shopping for somebody? And it wasn't like a basic question because she was just trying to start a conversation. It was just a look on her face. And I seen some of the other workers, like the other cashiers and like one or two baggers just looking at her, you know, because I mean, she was really going there. And so I said, yeah, it is. And so she said something else. I can't remember what she said, but it's almost like we're forced to let them know. And my thing is, if I am with another company and if my order was tax exempt or whatever, then of course I would say that. Like I always, like I will always say something in advance if I needed to. But the only time that I let them know, I don't even let them know that I'm an Instacart shopper. They don't even know unless they see me all the time, or maybe I have previously worn my shirt or my badge or whatever. But I will say, I have 2 orders. And I would say, you know, the first one's in plastic or the second one's in paper. Like, I'll just say that, you know, but it just seems like, I'm not sure if it's a culture of some of these stores where it's almost like we're forced to let them know. And I feel like if we do let them know that we are with Instacart or whatever, then that's when they start getting, you know, they start to be petty with you. And I think people are missing the point of what we do. I can't speak for every shopper. There's a disclaimer. I can't speak for every shopper because I don't know how every shopper conducts themselves when they're going to these stores, you know? And so I believe that sometimes there may be justification as to why some people are like blacklisted or, you know, put on radar or whatever, but then there's times where you're not. And so it could be that Instacart may be a company that they feel like they need to watch its shoppers. I'm not condoning that or anything because I don't know, but I just kind of feel like I don't think that's any of their business. That is just my opinion, okay? Because, you know, I just think that they either are trying to start conversation like most of them do, or they're trying to ask for a reason. And I understand, like, you know, sometimes even when they card you when you're buying alcohol, unless you look young. I mean, I look young, but, you know, I'll actually be 40 this year, believe it or not. And so, like, I get carded all the time whenever I'm going to the stores to purchase alcohol for a customer, which I don't like doing anyway, but whatever. It's a totally different vlog. But they card me sometimes. Now, I've been in there so many times and they decided just to card me. Now, I don't know if they're carding me because I look under 30 or I look at least 30, or because they're trying to figure out who I am, you know, basically trying to get my name. And, you know, I'm not saying like it's a big conspiracy, but you know, like I'm starting to understand the culture of some stores. I cannot speak for every store, but I'm just saying specifically for certain people in some of these stores where if they don't know what your name is, or maybe they feel a certain type of way about you, they'll try to find out who you are. And by doing that, they'll try to either card you when you purchase, you know, an alcoholic beverage, and then the cashier will get your name and then let the manager know. It's like stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so I just think that, you know, some stuff, it really isn't their business, you know, and I'm not speaking for everybody. I mean, I'm kind of iffy about that. And I feel like almost some people might be blacklisted or something, like, you know what I mean? Like if they go into a store, then yeah, then here comes that one. Or if they feel like we're an Instacart shopper, then we have a certain type of morale or certain way about us that they think is all the same. And that's not, every shopper is not the same. I've seen many different shoppers. And not everybody dresses the same either. Some people dress nice and professional. They wear nice khakis, nice shoes, a nice shirt, etc. Some people, you know, I've seen people in workout clothes. Like, I mean, I've seen all kinds of people. And so, like, I can't say, but I know for Shipt, they have like the Shipt shirt. I've never, unless I don't know, I've never seen a Shipt shopper without a shirt and some nice pants or shorts or something. Like, they just seem like they carry themselves more professionally. I can't say that's for everybody, but you know, there might be some Shipt shoppers that don't wear shirts or lanyards. I don't know, but that's not my problem because that's them. But I just think that there's a little bit of control there if we don't let them know what we're doing and why we're there. I don't know what conversations or what kind of deal that Instacart has with some of these grocery chains, but I just think that we're not quite being protected by some of these people that work in these stores because I think they ask too many questions. And I can't say like I'm best friends with any of them, but I'm close with some of them. But it's starting to make me think now because like I've had people to ask me about what is it like, and some of the cashiers at some of these stores have gotten jobs with Instacart. It didn't really last long because it might have been for them. But one guy, every single time that I think about 3 times, he will always take out my groceries. And I'm not going to describe him, but he will ask me the same questions. Like, you know, I keep trying to get with Instacart, but I can't get there. But he told me he didn't have a car. He said, you know, the only issue, I don't have a car. And I tried to talk to him about it. I mean, but we would talk. I mean, I would talk to him for like 5 or 6 minutes outside, like after, you know, I was shopping. And I was trying to help him out, you know, and stuff. And like I texted him one day the Instacart code, and he never signed up for it. And when I seen him again a couple of weeks later, I was like, hey, did you sign up for Instacart? Like, you know, did you apply? He goes, oh, no, not yet. It was something about that, but he was never, like, he was vague about it. And I see him all the time. He's a nice guy, like really sweet. And then it wasn't until, it was recently, like maybe a week or so ago, I saw him, because I haven't seen him in forever, like probably like a month or 2, if not longer. And I said, hey, so-and-so. He goes, oh, hey. So long story short, we talked. And so he took out my groceries for me. We talked for a little bit. And so I asked him, I said, if you don't mind me asking, and I asked about those 2 managers that aggravate me every single time I go into the store. I was like, I've noticed that they follow me around quite a bit. And I said, well, have I portrayed myself in a certain way? Have I done something? Have I said something? I mean, he said, no. He was no. He was like, you seem like you're really nice and you've always been okay with me. And he's like, you know what? Honestly, they do that to everybody, which I don't believe. And he said, because honestly, and he gave the name of the mean one. He said, well, you know, that one does it to me all the time. He's always watching me, trying to see what I'm doing and stuff. And I said, oh, because I feel like I'm being followed. You know, he goes, oh, wow. And he's like, well, the best thing to do if you see them doing that, he's like, you know, just wave, just say hello. And something else he said. I said, okay. You know, but I was like, but they know that I work for Instacart, so it's not like they don't know. So anyway, the conversation kind of died down from there. But then I started thinking to myself, well, how do I know if I could trust him either? You know, and so, I mean, but know him for a long time. But, you know, I just kind of feel like I can't trust anybody at any of these stores, even though I'm cool with some, like a lot of these people, like I'm cool with some of them. You know, like we talk, we joke and everything, but I feel like I can only go but so far. And even as going into some of the stores, like I just kind of feel like I don't want them to know everything that I'm doing, you know, and I understand Instacart's point as far as the marketing purposes of it and just the integrity of the company, letting them know that we're with Instacart. But I just find that once they know that we're with the company, that it's like their whole persona, everything just changes. It just switches up. And so I don't know, maybe they had bad experiences with some of the shoppers, or maybe some of these cashiers or baggers or whoever managers are lying. I mean, I just kind of feel like if you're on radar with one store, I believe that word gets around to other stores. That's what I think. I mean, that's just my opinion. And, you know, and to me, I find that as harassment, unless they have a valid reason to think that about you, there should be no reason for them to do that. And in just my opinion, I just don't think like they should know all this stuff about you, because I find like some of these people that work to ask probing questions. And even like when I'm around, or so like if I'm shopping for a customer, I just happen to see somebody I know, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Talking for like 30 seconds. You know, they'll walk around, listen to my conversation. And I've seen them do it with other people, but like it's mostly just me. But it's not every store. It's just this one particular store. Like, I mean, I've gone through that. And in other stores, they'll ask you questions, like a whole bunch of questions about Instacart. And I try my best to help and try to teach them on how to apply. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to decipher if they're asking these questions to see if we're talking about Instacart nicely, or if they're going to go back and tell their manager, if they're going to go back and tell Instacart. You know, you just don't know. And so I guess you have to keep it neutral. And to me, I think all of this is just way too much to even deal with when you're just shopping for groceries. And I think some of these people want to do that to you to get you so frustrated so you can leave. And so this is why I believe that how some of the lawsuits will probably come about is because people are going to probably start to feel harassed and feel like they're just not being treated fairly. And so I just wanted to ask that, guys, you know, do you think it's necessary for us to say anything? And I'm sure that they know who we are because we've probably been there all the time, and they know it. And so, like, you know, do you think that the company is trying to gain too much control over its shoppers and, you know, not treat us fairly, especially if they're not paying us enough? What are your thoughts?